More and more Washingtonians are taking note of big trendsetters in the world of fashion. And while the city is still a long way away before it gets to Milan or New York, the world of social media is helping rocket the district couture to the top. Maren Guthrie is one of the co-founders of Pleatherette, and Elaine Mensa from SVELTE TV is here to talk about the Fashion Impact Report and Social Media Week in D.C. So the Fashion Impact Report, what is the impact of fashion in Washington, and why do we need this report?
Well, there's a huge DC fashion industry that's really emerging and really growing. And what we found, Maren and I and another partner of ours, Emma Fisher, was that there was no one source for data. You know, if you really wanted to find, where can I find a cutter, a pattern maker, a designer, a retailer, a PR person, just all these facets of the business, there was no centralized place where people really could go. And, you know, over coffee one day, we were thinking about what we wanted to do for Social Media Week, and we thought, you know, why not create something really tangible, something that people could use and something that can have a great economic impact afterwards.
Wow, this is really Washington fashion. It's more than just the style, it's the data and the connections. So Maren, tell us what your part in this impact report is.
So we really, I mean, it very much was like three girls get together for coffee and come out of it with a grand plan for supporting local fashion and local design and really showing that community. So a lot of what we're doing is trying to build that community and make it more accessible to regular folks.
So does that mean crowdsourcing, getting information surveys? What goes into this?
It means crowdsourcing a directory where you can find, you know, the folks that Elaine was talking about, cutters, producers, to local boutiques, local designers, an economic impact survey, and then, because it's Social Media Week, a series of Twitter chats about all things fashion in DC.
Do we really need this report? Hasn't something like this been done before?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely think this report is necessary. There have been groups that have done this type of an effort, particularly on the survey side. The Greater Washington Fashion Chamber of Commerce is a great example. About 3 years ago, I believe, they put together this type of a survey that looked at the different elements of fashion in DC. But we really wanted to kind of take it to the next level. It's been a couple years since that survey came out. And more importantly, we felt that there's been such a change in the scope and the scape of fashion in DC that it was time to really bring everybody together and be collaborative and really figure out a way in which we could get the information out there. It's free, it's accessible. I mean, one of the things we love the most about the directory is the crowdsource component, is saying, you know what, if you are in fashion and you're in DC, you want to be on this directory, it's free, it's open, everybody can have access to you. And more importantly, we want people outside of DC to finally recognize the city as a real, tangible resource, more so. You know, there are opportunities here, there's business here, and that fashion is more than just the runway shows. It's more than just styling and design. Fashion is a business, and DC really wants to take a bite out of that business pie, if you will.
What if you're just a wannabe fashionable person in Washington? Is this a way to get into the conversation through the Twitter feeds and through Social Media Week?
Yeah, I think there's a huge part of the community that really needs that wannabe fashionable person and that customer. You know, get involved, learn who your local designers are. There are fabulous designers working in DC. There are fabulous independent boutiques. We have a great vintage community. So get more involved, learn who those folks are, and reach them, and then support them. And this is just a way to make that easier and to sort of bring that community together and make it more accessible and findable.
So tell me more about the Social Media Week tie-in. What's the big connection there?
Well, Social Media Week really, for us, felt like a great opportunity to take the conversation from just being an offline to an online conversation. You know, a lot of times there are panels you can go to, and sometimes it can be a little stale, and we wanted to reach a really far and wide audience. And the Social Media Week, our hashtag is Fashion Packed. We had one series of Twitter chats yesterday. We have another one coming up tomorrow where we have guest speakers on, and they really highlight what's happening in the community, how to be successful, how to resource, what are some of our challenges, how can we get better. And we've learned so much just from that experience and being online. And so join us tomorrow. If you're online, it's easy, it's quick. Fashion Packed is the hashtag.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Elaine Mensa and Maren Guthrie, for joining us today and telling us about the business of fashion and how we can get involved more. Let's Talk Live is coming up. Stick with us right here.